What's up everyone, Arctic here, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Titanfall discussion commentary, very similar to the ones I did back on Gears. Today I'm talking about the best loadouts, and I've seen this kind of thrown around a lot, and I can't help but disagree with players or some of the YouTube videos I've seen talking about guns that are very good, or the carbine, for example. Oh, that's too much. It's so well-rounded, and it's not that I disagree. I think it is a very well-rounded gun, but the more I play, the higher level of players I play against, the more I'm finding that each weapon that they've kind of created, Respawn has been very situational, and I've actually grown to like that a lot more than what I've used to with a lot of other games. And I'm going to point at Call of Duty or Battlefield, in some cases Battlefield, but Call of Duty, where I could use about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guns and use them all in the same way because they all pretty much fire the same and they all pretty much react the same and do the same things. And so with this game, having a limited selection with 10 weapons, you kind of find that using specific ones leans more towards a specific style of play with specific abilities. And I'm finding that that's opening a lot more doors and avenues to how I want to play and how I want to approach each game. And again, some people may disagree with me. Maybe you haven't kind of gone outside of that box yet, or experimented with other stuff, or run into players that you actually get to see what is possible within the confines of the game. But for me, I've had several matches now, and I'm going to give you an example here with weapons specifically, where I was kind of on that, man, the carbine is really good. I don't really see myself moving away from the carbine. I'm going to play with it for a while and kind of see what happens. We ended up going against Type Z, and we played 3 matches, and I used carbine every single match, and I typically play a mid-D style, and I had to play hard D because my brother, I don't think, was there for this particular match. So I'm playing defense, and they're playing offense, and I had not played a group that could basically outslay me at this point in time. And this is a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, a couple days ago. And so they had 2 guys, I think, running SMG, C.A.R SMG. And I'll tell you what, I was a believer at that point. I was like, okay, these weapons work, and they work in this specific situation. I need to adapt my playstyle to, counteract what they're doing. And so, I started using the SMG a lot more, and now I find that it is actually beneficial to have someone running defense with a maybe you do carbine SMG duo, maybe you do shotgun SMG duo, maybe you do C.A.R SMG carbine, because that close encounter engagement, that CQC combat, is really intense, and I don't think the carbine quite fits the mold for that specific style of play. Also, shotguns obviously come into play as well. Now, if I give you another example with weapons, Skyless during the beta, and you guys saw this, everyone was actually complaining about the shotgun. The shotgun, it's so strong. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. And after a while, again, this is him playing his style, going into CTF and trying to use a shotgun and playing against better players. He found that it just wasn't effective in enough situations for him to warrant it OP, or in a sense, the best. It was very, very much so a situational weapon, and one that required a specific style of play, and one that was only good within the confines of what it was built to do. And so, the more I find weapons like that in the game, the better off I am. Now, I still have not used to great lengths the G24. I've not used really the Hemlock a whole lot. I have started sniping, which I think is pretty fun, but I don't necessarily like all the scopes. Some of you guys saw my first sniping gameplay where I went like 24-1 or something like that. But we were playing a group of players that were very, very new to the game. And, like I said, I can't remember a game where you've had a limited selection of weapons and been able to go, man, 7 of those weapons I can use in this number of situations and be very effective in those specific situations. Now, abilities are about the same for me. When I first started playing, I was like, man, the stem, there's nothing else I want to use. I see no other reason to use the cloak. I see no other reason to use the active radar pulse. The active radar pulse completely messes up my field of view. It's confusing between the grunts and the players. I don't even want to waste the time with it. And then I started using it. And I started using the cloak more. And I'm like, man, you know, the cloak is really good on Pilot Hunter with this, and this setup. And the active radar post is good on CTF and Hardpoint with this setup. And it was like, oh man, I'm actually using all three abilities. I'm actually using most of the weapons. I'm actually using a lot of the things in the game. And that doesn't happen too often. And I don't think people have kind of gotten to that step yet. And even still, it's very early on, mind you, of where the light bulb goes off and it's like, oh man, this game is offering a lot more than I thought it was. And you know, I've seen people talk about the weapon numbers count because they're comparing it to Call of Duty, or the strength of weapons, maybe because they haven't played against a group that can challenge them. So you know, for me, I can't remember a game in recent time where I could definitively say, yeah, you can play this number of ways and be effective in those number of ways, rather than, you know, one or two different setups that you can use or styles of play and being like, yeah, that's end game right there. That's definitely how you want to play. And obviously, like I said, meta is going to continue to evolve. Gameplay is going to continue to evolve, and I will continue to learn more about the game. But as of right now, there is nothing that I feel like is too strong, too powerful, or that I can't deal with effectively by changing up my play style. You know, I have multiple loadouts now using all of the tactical abilities, a number of different weapons, and at any given point in time, I might completely switch my style of play in order to combat what I see, or to, you know, just mix it up and be a little bit more versatile for the team, or for my role as a player. So I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Really interested to know how you guys feel about loadouts, the best loadout, things of that nature. If you've been challenged yet in the game, if you're kind of running over people with their matchmaking and playstyle, which is another topic for another day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. If you guys enjoyed this Titanfall video, please make sure to give it a like, and be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss any more in the future. Stay frosty.